Okay. Hello. How's it going? Hi. Welcome to the second stream of the year. We're doing more research. This is a work stream. Should be a long one. Trying to decide what the next video should be. And I do this research regardless, so why not share it? I'm more interested in sharing the full behind the scenes of everything I do on this stream. I think it's a fun way to give you some insight and get some advice. Y'all can help me. I need some help. But yeah, we're working. This is a work sesh. How's it going, guys? How y'all doing? Thank you for the congrats. Yeah, I have a boy on the way. Soon to be son. Whoa. The chat is messed up. Let's fix that. Okay. I think that's better. That looks better. Stuff from Nepal. Norway, you think would be good? I'm sure. We got to figure it out. Ronald from SF, the Bay. How y'all doing? It's cool to plan out the trips for the year. Yeah. Even more than making a calendar, I'd like to make a multi-year calendar. The weird thing about hikes is that, you know, there's specific best months to go. So, and if I don't visit a place in February or March, I'd like to keep it available as a potential for next year. So, what's up from Belgium? What's up? When is Kinabalu? I don't know. That's what we got to figure out. So I've also been trying to figure out best way to keep this information and, you know, to get the advice from y'all on stream and in the comments. It was really helpful to get all of the help from y'all on the last one. So 2 days ago, we did this live stream and we got a lot of help for ideas in the chat, but also in the comments after. So I've been trying to take this information and put it into my notes so that I can go through and process it on stream here. And a lot of the advice came from Brazilians. I had never really considered Brazil, but y'all came with some really great ideas for Brazil. So I've got like light research, but from what I've seen, it seems pretty cool. But that might be like a different time. I'd like to focus like what is the next video? What is the trip I can do at the end of, you know, this month, February or March? Because come May, June, July, August, I got to be a dad. So that's the big dilemma this year. I got a big baby gap. Hi from Ukraine, Belgium, Ireland. Yes, I try to make these cozy. We've got this music going, but we'll go back and forth between the boy and the girl for the lo-fi. But I think this Google Keep is like a good way to kind of make what my YouTube channel is going to look like in the future. So what I'm making is like a menu. So this is like a dinner menu for anyone interested in going on a trip or a hike or an adventure. I'm doing a lot of work and putting it into this really condensed, a lot of information, a lot of decisions, a lot of research, and people can go through here and pick what hike, what trip they want to go on. But in order to make these, it's good to have a bunch of ideas, figure out when to do them, what the thumbnail might look like. And that's kind of what this research is. I don't really share this aspect too much, but I think these streams are a good way to share the thought process before I pull the trigger, because There are a lot of pros and cons to like deciding to do these trips, and more so than ever, it's very costly for me to leave home when I want to be here. Come to Nepal. Listen, you know I love Nepal and I will come back. It's just a long flight and a big time commitment because those hikes are usually, you know, a week plus. Romania, hello? Yeah. Craig, your son arrives this summer, your life will change. Yeah, I'm sure it will. It'll be good changes though, you know. Okay, let me see if I can fix this screen chat a little bit. I think if I double click it, I can change the height to 1000. No, that was the width. Hold on one sec. Width 500, height 800. I feel like that's better, right? Right? Yeah. That's good. Okay, cool. Yeah. So I'm gonna do my best to go back and forth between chat, but we gotta do some work today. I would like to transfer ideas and then focus in on, should I go hike in Death Valley? I'm not sure if it would be a good idea. There's a lot of pros, a lot of cons. I got to weigh the differences, figure out the costs. I got to do research on videos that people have made about Death Valley. I have to just figure out what I could make, what I should make if I go, how much it'll cost, how much time I have to spend. Will I have fun? I'm just not sure. So we're for sure going to do that. You could hike in the Netherlands, not many mountains. Rae Lakes Loop, have you done that? Yeah, so I've done some research on Rae Lakes, but last year there was a lot of road work and weather stuff, shenanigans, so like wasn't really hikeable. So I would have to recheck if, you know, it's doable. But that would be kind of dead of summer during my 4 months of baby. So probably not worth it. Like I got to figure out up until end of April. So let's add Cactus to clouds because that's also potential. Let's just fill this out just a little bit. So also Hawaii. Let's just get that in the spot so we can figure it out. When is the best time to hike Hawaii? I've heard that all of the time is the best. We favor late spring, early fall. The weather is a bit cooler than summer. Hiking is possible all year round. When is the rainy season? Let's go to good old WeatherSpark. Okay. It's interesting how the temperature and rain is different between the islands, you know. So right now it's warm during the middle of the day, comfortable at night. What about the rain though? Chance of clear skies is kind of the same all the time. Chance of precipitation in Hawaii. It's kind of fine. It's a lot rainier on Hilo. So Hawaii is a good option. I've never been to Hawaii. I have not done research. I would have to like really get some advice. Obviously I've heard about like the really famous one on the coast, but I know it's competitive. Worst case scenario, I fly to Hawaii and don't know what, like it just seems overwhelming. I don't know. I might like YouTube might be the best place to do research on Hawaii. It's kind of overwhelming. I missed the poster of your old pictures from your old hikes on your website. Are you stop selling them? Oh, I go back and forth. I don't know. Sometimes I don't really feel it, but now I do. I have the store available. I really should update these. It isn't that much work to update them and change them out. And I wish Spring made it easier for me to know, like, what are the bad ones that no one's clicking on to buy or view. It might be possible, but I should like constantly get rid of ones that people don't care about and add new ones to test the waters, but it's not really that big of a priority. I like the idea of prints, but I'm definitely not putting the amount of effort that's required into the research and development of it. Because it's for you, you know? There's no point in selling prints that no one wants. So I just think I know what people want, but then again, data should prove that, right? Yeah. But let me know, like, if anyone could help me do the prints better, or any advice on the prints would be appreciated. Like, does anyone care? Like, I rarely check. They don't sell, you know, it's kind of, as far as I haven't checked. Maybe because I don't mark, like no one knows that they exist, but I also like take it on and off all the time. So let's log in and just see. This is private. You can't be seeing my login stuff. It's all hidden anyway, so it's fine. Also, is this the best store to do it? I don't know. It might not be good. Hook up long term with a generous sponsor. See, I'm getting a lot of advice on where to hike. It's just too much, you know. It's hard to absorb the information from chat about all these ideas about where to hike. Comments on videos is more helpful, probably. I also need like a suggestion form. I don't know. It's too much. Analytics. They're also like not, I don't know, it's like weird. I hate it when websites have bad analytics dashboards. Like, I just want to see lifetime, you know? Listings. And it also never, even if I sell them, it doesn't update this. Like, it's so weird and janky. I kind of hate Spring. Kind of over it. Yeah. Okay, so Hawaii. Best hikes, West Coast Trail, Vancouver Island. Oh, that's random. It's not Hawaii. Bruce, are you planning on producing more than one video per trip now in an effort to maximize the investment per trip maybe? Multiple uploads from your New Zealand was interesting. Yeah, so that's a good question. So that was one of the first times that I really maxed out the number of videos. I think from that one trip I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in 4 months. Yeah. Which kind of makes sense. I was just in New Zealand for a while. To justify the long flight and the price of just getting out there in the first place, yeah, I definitely wanted to do more. And this video is a compilation of all of the other videos, so it's kind of a cheat, you know, it's like nothing really new. I just took out all of the guides and it's just 4 walks in New Zealand, which I think is fine. Definitely is longer watch time than the other videos. Was it worth it though? Sure. Like I feel like these videos deserve the specific SEO. Are they performing well? Not really, but all together, it's over 500,000 views. So I don't know if it was worth it or not. It really just depends on the amount of interest and like content from a trip. Like if I go to Death Valley by myself, there's just not that much that's interesting about it. So I don't know if I could warrant one or two videos. But what we were trying to figure out on the stream yesterday was whether I should separate out the actual hiking story from the how-to. And I think that's what we're going to be doing going forward. All of the behind the scenes is going to be done on stream. And then I'm going to edit that down into a more specific how-to video. And I think we said Alan Sue was like a good example of doing this well. Yeah, we already talked about it, but yeah. His log of Egger, how to, and then the actual hike. It's a good idea. Okay. What sources are you using when you plan your trips? You'll see. I use everything. I'll use YouTube to see the videos. I'll use Google, AllTrails. I'll just look for whatever I can to have a good an understanding of expectations. Any plans on a Vancouver trip? Yeah, I was just up in that area, but that, was it West Coast Trail? Seems interesting. Yeah, there's a couple things up there. Could you talk about how you typically plan your content? It feels like you're so organized on top of all the trip planning you do. So that's what I'm hoping to do. I have to do this for every single trip. So, and it's all kind of desktop in front of the computer work. So why not stream it? So once I'm caught up, it's just hard to go back and forth between the chats. I want to answer y'all questions. It's good questions. April to May should be okay. Answering each other. Craig, love your videos. Thanks for making videos on your favorite gear. I bought the sun shirt you recommended and love it. I would love to see some videos on editing and the settings you use. So on these streams, I do plan on showing more of the process, like I mentioned, and part of that is the video editing. So if I go on this Death Valley trip, shoot stuff, I will edit the bulk of it, and then I plan on streaming the end once it's all kind of done. I mean, it's possible that I could edit the full video on stream, but I feel like it would be more worth it just to show the timeline once it's done, the final touches. But we'll see. We could do anything. That'll definitely happen. It's very easy to stream my MacBook screen to the computer to stream to you, so it's not that difficult. We have all the things to make the things happen. Good questions. We're just going to wrap up this Q&A soon, and then we're going to get back to actually planning the trip. Something nice. Are you still using an iPhone to shoot your videos? If yes, don't you miss the high quality of a full frame mirrorless? So that's an interesting question, because like, if you can't answer it yourself, does it really matter? If you watch the videos and you can't tell if I shot on iPhone or Sony, it doesn't matter, right? Like, who cares? At the end of the day, that's it. I haven't shot iPhone for a hiking video since Taiwan. Maybe the end of the Mexico video where I was hiking, but everything else has been Sony. And then some of the vlogging stuff is iPhone. But yeah, pretty much most of this has been the Sony a7S Mark III. And when I'm hiking by myself and have time, I do like the image quality of the Sony. But when I'm shooting fun stuff, like city stuff and vlog stuff, stuff with other people, home vlogs. The iPhone is better. To not draw attention to yourself in public, and to always have it in your pocket, to have the auto settings, the light, the exposure just like work really well. Yeah, it's really good. Hey, Ryan Hikes, thanks for the 50 pounds. I appreciate that. It's very generous. Any plans to hike in India? For sure. Definitely northern India. I don't know if I'm ready. I would need some help to travel around southern India, I think. But I'm sure there's lots of locals who would love to help me out. But I will visit. You ever want to go back to Alaska? Yeah, I was there a couple weeks ago. But I'll definitely go back to hike and visit, especially if my brother's up there, Curtis. Croatia. If you want more suggestions, I tend to look at the websites. Okay. The split seems like a good idea. In that way, someone who wants to see the details can load that video, and probably the algorithm can find it easier. Yeah, I think so. Titles in general are something that I'm constantly trying to figure out. And I'm starting to realize that the title should almost be not what it is, but why anyone would care. So instead of a very matter-of-fact title, like I usually do, hiking 40 miles on the Milford Track in New Zealand, like a better, like it might be better to think of titles in terms of what is the coolest thing and why would anyone who doesn't really know about this care? Because for people to read this title, see this, they kind of have to have an expectation of what it is to click it. But if you go, like, let me show you. Hopefully there's nothing embarrassing on my, this is my YouTube homepage. You can see what I'm watching. I don't know. If you research like what's popular, you get this idea that people are titling and thumbnailing with some level of clickbait and some level of understanding of trying to get the people who don't necessarily care to care. Yeah, but that's a whole nother thing. Yeah, it's tough. Hiking permits? Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, someone suggested, it might have been you. I don't know if you did. Someone suggested OutdoorDetour permits. So I think he's just like a YouTuber, but he also has this little web page with like helpful links and ideas based on month for different permits around the US, it seems. And this is an interesting idea. So if it's February and I need something to do, or let's say March, you know, I could go to Rocky Mountain, Yellowstone, the Wave Lottery, Mount Whitney permit, Enchantment, Zion, Glacier, overnight permits for the entire season must be applied for today only. So this is a good way for me to get some help with permits, I guess. Yeah, just a little thing. Will you do collabs with other YouTube hikers? Yeah, I've got some plans. Okay, let's get to actual work. Hiking alone in Death Valley. Is it worth it? Let's start with just a search here. So, hiking in Death Valley. Well, actually, let's start with like what I've already shot that might be similar to this. So, my initial thinking is that people really don't care about the national parks in the US too much. It's not as interesting as going to another country and hiking a multiple day, through hike or something. Like, the American culture isn't as interesting to Americans as, whatever. When I have made videos in national parks, it's usually never a long multi-day backpacking hike. It's usually day hikes put together into one video. Because usually I make one video per hike. So hiking 60 miles in Grindelwald is one hike, one trail. But I could have done like 3 hikes in Switzerland in that area and put them into one video. Whereas hiking the Fairyland Loop in Bryce Canyon was one video, but it didn't get that much interest. Both of these videos were kind of boring to me in general, and based on the number of views it got, probably just not as interesting to people. Hiking alone in Capitol Reef National Park, Utah. This one had a couple day hikes put together. So Chimney Rock Trail, Frying Pan Trail, Cassidy Arch, and the Grand Wash Trail. And then most of the video was hiking guide. So it's kind of funny, if this was just pure hiking, it would have been 7 minutes long. And this was a full day of hiking. So 7 minutes out of, a day. I just didn't think it was that interesting. And I'm scared that, or I'm just worried that if I make the effort and spend the money, make the expenses to go do Death Valley, it's going to turn out very similar to this. I'm not going to have that much footage. It's going to be a bunch of day hikes put together. And people get a sense that I'm just not that interested. Like, do I want to go to Death Valley right now? Not really. Like, I'd be happy just being here with Mika and Sasha. Can I have fun in Death Valley? Yeah. But I've also been there. I've also been to a lot of cool places. So I in the back of my mind, compare, being in Death Valley to, I don't know, it's just not as fun for me. And I just don't think people would find it as interesting. So let's try to figure out if I'm right or wrong on that. Can YouTubers film in national parks? I've heard there was a big issue with the new rules not allowing commercial filming, which includes YouTubers. I've also heard this, and I just think it's kind of a distraction, a waste of time. It's like there's always something like this every couple of years, and I just feel like it's not, I don't know, I just don't feel like it's worth it. Yeah. Yeah. There's the law, and then there's like how it's enforced, and I just don't think anyone cares. It's such a weird gray area. So the issue is what? Commercial filming in national parks. You should have a permit. You shouldn't just do it. But I don't know, I'm not ask for forgiveness kind of person when it's something like this. Seems like a jaywalking kind of law to me. Don't go to Death Valley. Don't go there just to please people, please. It's work though. I got to shoot videos for the YouTube channel. I got to make money. If I just do what I want, that's possible, but I also wouldn't make money. And yeah, I don't think it's healthy to just do what you want. I think it's healthy to do a mix of, videos for me and videos for y'all. Like going to Death Valley would definitely be a product for YouTube. Good old hiking guy can't get away. I think I chatted with him once on a podcast. I think that was years ago. I do know Telescope Peak is technically not allowed right now. So, do I want to go to Death Valley? Not really. I could have fun if it's worth it. It'd be a little awkward for me to be alone traveling around Death Valley, but I could make it work. Top picks, hidden gems, day hikes. Let's just do top picks. So what is this? Badwater. I think I already have all these marked. Let's go to my list. Hey Ryan. Just stopping by to say hi. If you're not interested, then why go? Yeah, like I mentioned, gotta make money, gotta work. I think it's healthy to sometimes do things that you don't want to do. And there is a way that I could make it worth it enough to go, you know. It's like a balance of a bunch of different things. It's like, how fun is it? How easy is it for me to do? And then what's the cost benefit analysis, right? Are there other places in the world that I would like genuinely love to visit? Yeah, but it would probably be more expensive to go. It would probably be more time, a longer flight. It would mean more time away from home and Mika. So that also like shifts the balance a little bit into not being worth it. Yeah. I think it's healthy to do 50% what I want to do, 50% make a product. I think that's about where I want to be. That kind of shifts back and forth every so often though. And it's been a while since, it's been New Zealand was a while ago now. So I feel like I used to hike and travel every month. And yeah, it's almost 2 months ago since, 3 months, almost 3 months ago since I did New Zealand. So, and I'm running out of time for the baby time. I could probably do two hiking trips before the summer of the baby. I gotta be a dad. So that's why I'm trying to figure out what to do. I should do stuff. I should work. Can I do a cartwheel? Hell yeah. West Coast Trail in Canada? Yeah, I hope to do that. What, are you saying that's like now is the time to do the West Coast Trail? I think I have it marked. It's probably cold, right? No. This should be warm just because of where it is. This might be more interesting than Death Valley. When do people do this? High of 50, low of 34. Like nobody's doing the reviews. So I don't think people are doing this now. But I've got it marked. It's going to be a cool one eventually. I don't think it's good right now. Yeah. Oh yeah, is there a dark mode for... How do I do dark mode? Settings. Appearance. I mean, that doesn't give me enough light on my face, but sure. I'll do dark. Fine. Is your AllTrails accessible or shareable? Yeah, so... Okay, we're bouncing around as always, but hey, this is what it is. We'll get more focused on these streams eventually. Yes. So no. So my favorites. Can I share my favorites? Lists. I don't think I can. Oh, come on. God. AllTrails slow sometimes. Yeah, I don't think I can share this. No. Well, can I put this in the chat? No, I don't think I can. Well, I'm going to put this on my website and let me know if it's clickable. If anyone can, I don't think people can access my favorites. Let's just add it to the top to make it easy. Okay, so craigadams.com should have it now. Whoever goes to the website and clicks that, let me know what you see. Let me know if it's accessible. Algeria, I don't know if I want to do, like, that's just too long of a flight. I want to keep it close, honestly. It just seems like so much to do a long, big old trip like that right now. Yeah, the Kalalau Trail, inexpensive. Trans-Bhutan. Is that something to do? Like, yeah, that's a long flight. Trans-Bhutan would be sick. It's February. That would for sure be a banger. But I was coordinating stuff with them. I think I have 3 marked for Hawaii. One of them must be, yeah, so this is the one that everyone talks about, right? Inexpensive, but tough to get permits, I'm guessing. Unless you try to do it in one day, which is 20 miles, 6,000 gain. I mean, that's possible in one day, but that would not be fun. Let's just scope this permit system real quick. The link works. Thank you. Yeah, so that's helpful for people. I'll keep adding to it. Keep doing that. Why not? Kashmir Lakes trek. Yeah, I've got that marked, but once again, it's just too long of a flight. I'll probably go to that area of the world in late this year, like around November probably. Okay. State park access. Shuttle and entry pass. Parking and entry pass. Entry pass only. I just feel like this is way too popular. So it's parking that's the big issue, right? So pass only. Shuttle and pass. A little confusing. But then again, New Zealand was super confusing once I started researching that, so maybe it's not as bad. So let's get a bird's eye view on this. I honestly think Hawaii sounds way more fun than Death Valley. And it might even be possible to do a hop, skip, and a jump to do both. Fly to... I don't know, that's a long flight though. But I would rather do this. So my hike is up here. It just seems super expensive to be hopping around all of these islands. Let's mark that with a star. It's popular, but no one films it well. Death Valley has a temporary lake right now. Yeah, I saw that. It looks cool. What's up, Taryn? I could hook you up with locals who can get you parking. Choose one island. If you're a local, you can park free. But if it's a shuttle, it doesn't really matter, right? Like, a shuttle is ideal. The shuttle's not really a downside. But from what I'm reading here, it seems like it's just day hiking. So how do you get backpacking overnight? Or does this include? Is there camping? Like, where is this information? Day use. Okay. Yeah, is there overnight? What was the name of this? It's expensive. It's next to Zuckerberg. Yeah. I feel like this is too popular. Yeah, are people doing it? So 22nd, here's an honest review. This hike is fabulous if you're in adequate physical shape. However, if you're afraid of heights, it could be terrifying. Personally, I started the hike with 3 liters of water, which got me to the water point around 5:06. Start early, and if you begin, consider staying at Camp 1. Otherwise, yeah. This trail is beautiful and is such a unique experience for me. I'm new to backpacking. Did a solo day hike. Wife dropped off, started at 7 a.m. Conditions were perfect. We'll also double check the YouTube videos for this, but it does seem beautiful. Man, it would be great to drone, but I don't think it's allowed. And I've been watching Survivor, so I got the itch to hike in places like this. Yeah. This is a beautiful spot. What is like the actual name? So Kalalau. Kalalau. So any permit on the site means overnight? I'm not sure. Is that what you're saying? For day, you don't need any permit. Camping permit. Okay. Direct flights from JFK, where the trail is 400 to... Okay, that's helpful. Camping permit? Yes, we will look for camping permits. Reservation sell out for the West Coast Trail already. Yeah, I'm not worried about doing this trail. Please apply to go on Survivor. Yeah, I've been talking with Mika, and there's a new season coming out soon, and I think it would be really, really fun to go through the process of actually applying, making the video, doing all of that on stream with y'all. And like, I want to interview some of the past contestants because some of them are like streaming on Twitch and have very small YouTube channels. So I'm sure they'd be down to like chat. I think it'd be really fun to ask them questions about their time on Survivor and advice they have for me trying to apply. And I think that'd be really fun. So that's like one thing that I would like to do. Go through the application process with y'all. Get your help and chat with other survivors and then apply. I think that'd be cool. Okay. So this looks good. Let's get a nice image so that we can add it to Google Keep. So hiking the Kalalau Trail in Hawaii. And then we're going to do a search for like YouTube videos. But what is a nice image that has like a single person that has Oh, I think this is Jeff. I think I've seen this video. That's probably one that we're going to find. This is like a weird wide angle, but this is kind of striking me as good. That's a good placeholder for now, I think. Yeah. It's funny seeing the same spot. That's a good image, but there's no one. Let's just use this for now. I don't know who this is. We're gonna steal this. Yeah, it's very contrasted. A little too contrasty for my tastes. Okay, that'll be a nice little placeholder for now. Let's throw that in. So making these little notes is giving me a sense of what the YouTube channel, what the video might look like, and I can move these around based on when. I can also put links in, so let's just try to stay organized a little bit with the AllTrails link, I guess, for now. And it should put a little box underneath, so that's good. I like that. That's a good idea. Okay. So let's figure out the overnight. Figure out the permit process, figure out transportation, gear up. Makes sense. It's probably just like super reserved up. Okay, so we have to go up to this island. It's just gonna be way too busy. Which one is it? Yeah, how do I know? 60 people a day can get permits up to 90 days out. Bring a hammock. More fun. That's a good idea. I wouldn't mind. Camping, but then again, yeah, camping on the beach is Survivor-esque. This looks like the word. Okay, so this... Yeah, okay. So that one. Click continue, browse for availability, make an account. Okay. God, that's so small. Browse for availability. It might be like New Zealand, which is just completely not available. Campsite? Right? Click make reservation at the bottom of the page. I'm not seeing anything. I don't know if this is correct. Thanks for the $10, Jay. Much love from Colorado. I'd love to see you travel to Japan again sometimes. Congrats on the family news. I appreciate that. And that's also your third super on a live stream. So thank you, Jay. Yeah, I love Japan. It's high on the list of fun, and I want to go and visit. It's high on the list of cost, but I'd say still worth it. But it's also high on the list of coolness and quality of video, I think so. And Mika wants to go, so. What I would love, my ideal Japanese video would be hiking with PewDiePie. I'd love to take him on an overnight hike in some Japanese mountain range and like show him hiking and also make a cool video like I did with the Henry Golding video. I think that would be my North Star, something that I'd really tried to do. But there's a ton of cool YouTubers and creators in Japan I could also hike with. I could go by myself. And then there's also non-hiking stuff in Japan. There's just so much to do there. So yeah, it'll happen for sure. So what is this? Undesignated campground? What does that mean? Undesignated. Undesignated campground. Max number of days, nights, 5. Capacity, 6. So 0 means that there's 0 available, right? If you could get pewds, that would be amazing. Yeah, that would be awesome. There's multiple campgrounds. You could probably camp at any of them. Yeah, I cleared out the type. You're right. Yeah. Yeah, so when would I go? When is the soonest I could go? So y'all said I could fly directly to that island, huh? What was the name of the island? Kauai. No. Kauai? 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 So I have a Miami trip this weekend. So I'd have to go tomorrow. No. Today's Sunday. So if I left tomorrow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One stop. 13 hours. It's not bad. Hiking in the Japanese forest with Logan Paul. Shake my head. You had to do it. Too soon. So, looking at this, it's possible to get there. Something like this would be very easy. So looking at this, like, to log in. There, let's make an account. Y'all not allowed to know my password. LIH is the airport. What's up, Elliot? Stupid account. Once I do this, I shouldn't have to do it again. Okay, I think we're good now. Gotta do that all over again, don't I? I can speed run it though. This means that it's not, there's 0, right? Yeah, it's looking like there's nothing available. I'm already logged in. What are my plans for autumn? Italy, India, Nepal, maybe Switzerland. That's about it. Okay. Y means available N means not available. C means closed. Numbers indicate the number of available spaces. Yeah, it's all 0. Brazil. Yeah, we're going to research Brazil at some point for sure. Adirondacks in the autumn. I'd like to go to the Adirondacks with Mika, baby, and Sasha and not film it and just like show her. She's never been. Let's do 500 records. Oh, okay, that's not doing it. Yeah. Available, not available. Undesignated. Overnight permit. Camping. I don't think it's available, but it is kind of letting me continue, which is suspect. It's not available. Yeah. Okay, it's not letting me know. See, this is a nightmare. It's just too much. There's the balance of permitting versus doing it in one day. All right, let's see if it's possible to do in one day. It would suck to not camp out there, but it would also suck to not do it at all. Let's go with I should have it. Let's go with that. All right, let's do some YouTube research to see what it's like, and also to see if I can be absolute Chad like Jeff and do it in one day. Okay, 6 months ago we had this video. It's the first one to pop up. $11-mile trail.
Okay, ready to hike the Kalalau Trail today on the Nepali coast of Kauai. It's been a long time coming, from planning and research. I'm excited, I'm nervous, don't know what to expect or what's gonna come up, but yeah, we're gonna drive hard to Hanakoa and then we're gonna assess.
This dude
is the complete lack of helicopter and boat noise, which is quite nice so early in the morning.
That's ironic. Okay. 9 months ago. Let's check out Jeff's. Yet to meet Jeff. Yeah, any other good hikes on Hawaii I can do without a permit. I think Hawaii in general is just a lot of day hikes and whoa. That guitar. I think it's just a lot of permits. It's just difficult.
Complete the 22-mile round trip. Camping at either a stream near the 6-mile mark or at Kalalau Beach at the end of the trail. Our plan was to travel fast and light, stopping en route only for photos and to filter water.
Trail runners. I'd like to run with Jeff one day.
Oh, careful. Slippery.
Thanks.
Canadians. I think they live in Vancouver.
So here we are about a half hour in. We started at 7 o'clock. We're already sweating bullets.
It's super muddy. We're expecting a lot of showers today, so I think the trail's gonna be pretty slick, which could slow us down a little bit, but we're hoping to finish in about 6 to 8 hours maybe. Of course, we brought headlamps and all the 10 essentials just in case. Got my inReach
May 26,
GPS
19
because
available.
There is no cell service, so if you turn an ankle out here, you are in trouble. Oh, and there's our first rainbow.
Yeah, no, complete lack of helicopter and boat noise. Next cliff has. This looks pretty.
Okay.
This looks pretty cool. I like it when it opens up. Was this shot on a potato, Jeff? This is iPhone, right? Yeah, this would be fun.
Breaks, so we're hoping to make up a bit of time.
We would return to the coast for a slightly different perspective on the trail.
Day hikes are harder to make good videos for because they're short and hotels are expensive. Yeah, there's no correct way to shoot these videos, but what I've found to enjoy and what I like to make videos about are more adventures, like long, multiple day, point to point. How do I get from point A to B in the best, most fun, cheapest way possible? And I was talking with Mika about this, and the Madeira hike, I had the decision between doing like a road trip with a bunch of day hikes put into one video, or a hike across the entire island. And I opted for the road trip, and I kind of wish I did the hike across the island because it just would have been a more cohesive story and make more sense. I don't know. You know what I mean? So yeah, day hikes are kind of weird sometimes because Madeira is amazing. Like there's some amazing footage in here that I feel like was just squandered because I don't know, I just shot it and structured it in a weird way. Like this was a cool trip. I don't know. Yeah. So Hawaii's looking, I don't know, difficult. Okay, let's switch to the other girl. Let's add Jeff's video to the research for that one. And I guess I could hike this whenever. Yeah, it's just not gonna happen. Back to Death Valley. Alright, let's switch back to Death Valley.
Everyone, my name is Chris Hazard.
Traveler's Auto Barn from Vegas is cheap. Are you familiar with the concept of high routes like Sierra or Wind River High Route? And if so, would you ever do one or just sticking on trail hiking? Yeah, I've researched those a couple times. Looks cool. Timing wise, it's just going to be snowy. Okay, has anyone made a video like what I'm trying to make? Everyone's like top 5 things, top best of. I guess he must live close if he went back to Death Valley so many times. Telescope Peak. Man, it's just like, it's hard to know if this is a good idea or not. What do I have marked? So Telescope Peak says it's closed. Short-term closure. Temporary lake as of late February. Shallow lake at Badwater Basin is still present. It's pretty cool. It's a rare event. Let's see if there's any cool photos. Yeah, it might be a cool time to visit, to be honest. It seems very reflective. I mean, it probably looks cool, but what is the story? Like, I just think me by myself wandering around a national park alone is just a weird concept that just doesn't really make sense. And I'd try to have fun, but I feel like just the awkwardness of doing that would translate in the video. Because it would just be me hiking, wandering around. I would camp in the national park at some campsites. I don't know. There's a trail I want to do in Death Valley. I know you prefer trail from overnight to 5 days, but there's a traverse you can do, 355 km. Just need to do a water drop before doing the traverse. Denali National Park. It's way too cold to be up there right now. We're trying to find hikes for now. I'm sure. Yeah, I was up there, 3 years ago? There wasn't that much to hike, I'm gonna be honest. It wasn't that much. Like, no popular trails. So I did a Mount Whitney video. Lowest to highest, Badwater Basin to Mount Whitney. That looks like a sufferfest. How many days would that be? 135 miles? No. No. Yeah, dude, I know about the Arctic Circle Green Trail in Greenland. Like, it's not, you're gonna get timed out. You're just going wild. If you spam the same shit in chat over and over again, you're gonna get blocked, brother. My brother's in Alaska. He's probably busy working. New Mexico has some good trails right now. Death Valley is... Yeah, I don't know. An overnight, maybe a 2-night overnight is what I'd be willing to do. Okay, so Badwater Basin. I know where this is. This is easy. It's right here. So what would this be? This would be you park and then you walk a little bit. There's a ton of people right here. There might be a few people like a little further out. But there's probably a bunch of people right here snapping a photo, going back to their car. For me, in a video, like what would that be? That would be just parking, walking out, getting maybe 1 or 2 shots. It wouldn't be that interesting. There's just no story. Like so many, that's what I'm saying. The national parks in general are just photo based. It's just photos. You know, this would be 30 seconds of video, if anything. So just a little weird. This would be a little different. So the Golden Canyon and Lower Gulch Loop. So this is almost 7 miles. It's very pretty. I think a lot of it depends on the timing. So sunset, sunrise. What are you gonna do? Probably a lot of people. But I could time it a little better. There's always a ton of people at the parking lot, and then probably this point, there's a ton of people. I could do this whole loop. I'd probably run into a couple dozen, if not more. This would be cool. I would speed run the whole thing. But as far as a video, like it's just not that interesting. Once you, other than this point looking this way, and maybe like, yeah, the views down here are not that interesting. The best views are up here. Everyone gets this shot and then they leave. So if I did this whole loop, it's very repetitive. It's kind of the same thing over and over again. Like a couple different shots, but that's maybe 2 minutes of footage before it just gets repetitive and boring. So, all right. I can't fly the drone. Telescope Peak is like the one big hike. 12 miles out and back, but the road is closed. So I think this whole road is closed. Let's double check. I think this is it right here. Bennett telescope. Yeah. So there's no getting to that spot at all. And this whole side is closed for some reason. Jonah, so happy you covered New Zealand recently. Was just studying abroad there. Nice. Tonquin Valley. 70. What is that? I think someone else recommended this. What is this? Where is this? This is so not relevant to what we're talking about. This is Alberta. Yeah, this is a summer, late summer type of hike, and I'm way busy. But we can mark it. Thank you. Okay, so I can't do telescope. There's that one loop. There's that viewpoint. Maybe the hot springs. Like what? Where's that Death Valley? So the flats, sure. Dante's View Trail, meh. Natural Bridge, meh. This is that loop, yeah. Mesquite Flats, sand dune. Walking through sand dunes is interesting for about 10 seconds. If I camp out there, like if I find a good spot to set up a camp, maybe, but like how much do people really want to watch me setting up a camp by myself? If it looks boring, it probably is boring. Mosaic Canyon Trail, 3.5. Probably very similar to that loop. That's closed. That's closed. I don't know. It doesn't seem that interesting to me, to be honest. So that's stuff. Azores. I did Azores around this time. We can research that. That'd be a long flight. Wait, Azores. Is that in this area? I don't have that marked, I guess. Boy. Unless you bring a kayak, there's no story there. Hike to telescope from the basin? Yeah, that would suck. What if you camped and caught the sunrise at Badwater? Yeah, it's probably like 30 seconds of footage, probably. Pyrenees. Why plan trips purely for video shots rather than how much fun you would have? Because half of the trips I go on are for me and half is to make a product for my audience on YouTube, because that's what I do as a job. So like those two 50% are mixed together in different ways, but right now I feel like I should go on a trip and shoot something. So I'm just trying to figure out what would be valuable and also somewhat fun. But if it's super valuable, it doesn't have to be as fun. It's just hard to find things to do during this time of year that are also close, just because everything's cold. Could go back to Mexico. Azores. Hiking the Azores. Is there a big hike in the Azores? Bunch of islands. I'm guessing this big one is where the party's at. A longer distance would be ideal. Grand route. Road closures are due to flooding. Yeah, that makes sense. Hot springs are not worth it. Yeah. Also, hot springs are super awkward when you're just a dude by yourself. Like, in context, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't translate weird. It just translates weird in the video. So there's also, like, how interesting is it? And then how weird is it that I'm just, like, there by myself shooting? If there's other people, it makes it awkward to shoot as well. I don't know. It's like, why are you here? What are you shooting a video for? Patagonia, I've been to Patagonia too much. I think now is the time to go. It's just too long of a flight. I know I could find stuff down there, but the cost and the flight is just too much. Trying to find something easier. Okay, so Pico, highest peak, yes. Each island can provide something different. I'm open to the idea of hiking everything and combining it into one video. It's not the end of the world. Full-blown winter hiking and camping. Yeah, I've never really done it. It just seems not as fun to be out in the cold. And you have to carry more stuff. So these long, like, it seems like each island kind of has something to do. And I'm guessing you take boats between islands? What's the main island? This seems like the main island. Yeah, this definitely gives Madeira vibes. It's a cycling route. Let's switch the activity to hiking. So true about the hot springs. Guatemala. Azores looks so cool for a holiday, but seems more situated for day hikes. Plains, but some are with ferry. Okay. San Miguel is the main island. Yes. Let's see where people are hiking. Diaries of the Azores, 2 years ago. San Miguel. Seven-day itinerary. I like the transition. Okay. This seems the vibe. A 2-minute video with 5 hikes. Okay, so the Azores list on AllTrails. I don't know. Just looks rainy. Just looks hella rainy. Yeah, the Ecuador loop. I think Ecuador isn't really... I don't think it's a good time to be hiking there. Best month to hike in Azores. I've had, Cotopaxi and some other hikes in Ecuador listed, and they're pretty close to the airport. Seems like a no-brainer, but I just think you want to get the timing right. You want things to be green, but not too rainy. So usually right after the rainy season, I believe. It's very bright out today. What's up, Wholesome Simon? How you doing? It's more about rent a car and short hikes around. Yeah. That's what I want to avoid with Madeira. Like what I did in Madeira. Even if I could get around more with a car, I think it would be genuinely fun to carry everything on my back and just see what I can do hiking. Like, I personally enjoy it more, and I think it's a more interesting story and easier to understand if I just have to walk everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, that just seems like more interesting. So March to June. So we're a little early. Beaches. Spring is ideal for hiking. Not bad. Let's WeatherSpark it real quick. I'm more and more open to the idea of this. So we have all 5 islands, I believe, or 5 islands here. Let's focus in on this main one. Stop. Go away. Okay, so WeatherSpark is telling me that right now it's cool, a little rainy, kind of clear. The best, well, I don't mind the coldness. Honestly, for hiking, these temperatures seem ideal. Yeah, cool. The amount of overcast is the thing that I don't like, but I could deal with that. I think it's fine. The rain is the worst though. So 20% rain. If it's like Madeira, it wouldn't be that bad. I'm open to the idea. Am I looking for multiple day hikes or a longer loop? Yeah, loops with multiple days, 2 to 3 is the sweet spot. But for Madeira, there's multiple islands. So personally, I think doing 2 or 3 islands, getting dropped off with a taxi somewhere, and then just hiking as much as I can in a big loop back to where I started, or, you know, the next town is ideal. And just always wild camping as much as I can. I would much rather just kind of get away with setting up my tent somewhere kind of vibe. Just be nice. See, hikes like this are not interesting at all, though. No. All right, well, slightly helpful. Well, what this is telling me is that no one has made a video in my style. Or at least I'm not finding it. Oh, that music is terrible. How old is this? 13 years ago. Stop. Kill it with fire. Hiking alone. Laura. It's a podcast. Expat Laura. This looks interesting.
Approximately 1,500 kilometres west of Portugal's mainland, right in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, are 9 remote volcanic islands, collectively known as the Azores.
The Azores.
My girlfriend Olivia and I admittedly had no idea they even existed until about 3 weeks before our trip. But as soon as we stumbled upon them, we realised they ticked all of our criteria, and we'd set the bar rather high in terms of what we wanted. Adventure, not overrun by tourists, mountains, and just to keep Olivia happy, we needed some kind of spa experience. And so, we flew to the largest island, São Miguel, where we began our week in the Azores.
Are you into Highline? It's way too cold for that right now.
So it's our first day in the Azores and we are hiking quite possibly one of the most scenic hikes I've ever done. Sets Ciudades. Oh, do you want to try it again? No, less Essex accent. One thing that I am incredibly aware of is how much I'm going to butcher the Portuguese language while I'm out here, but do you know what? It's the effort that counts. Right, babe? Absolutely.
The Sete Cidades crater lake is one of the 7 wonders of Portugal, and for good reason. The 5-kilometre wide, forest-covered, extinct volcanic cauldron is made up of 2 lagoons, one blue and one green. It's located on the northwestern side of São Miguel. There are many miradors you can view.
Yeah. Sasha, come here. Come here. Are you barking? You're barking? Come here. Come. Up. Come on. Can do it. Okay. Sit down. Whenever the fire truck goes by, Sasha needs to howl. Oh. This is what we're looking for.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet the Azores, an extremely green and isolated place with a unique climate and ecstatic scenery. The Azores are God knows where. Locations situated very far away are usually called, pardon my French, the ass end of nowhere. And the Azores are right at the edge of it, since they are 50 is what it looks like. Oh, and by the way, pineapples don't grow on palm trees. It looks more like grass. They get exported at an early It's called Peter's Cafe Sport. Many yachting celebrities have been here, and as tradition, Everyone who sails in on a yacht has to stop by this cafe. Cafe Sport right now, which is why the lighthouse is no longer on the shoreline. It is hidden far behind it. The consequences of the eruption, which lasted for more than a year, were devastating for Fayal. A third of the island's population fled, and the government even started... Man, the Azores really know how to surprise you. Look at this. It feels like I'm in New Zealand right now, but it's in the middle of the Atlantic. Crazy. Next to Pico, there is a road that rises into the mountains. At times, it gets foggy here. And, unsurprisingly, I got into this foggy weather. Visibility turns down to 0. That's what the mountain looked like. Nevertheless, the scenery was extremely picturesque. The best part about it is that you can always drive back to the ocean, where the weather is usually good.
The man. Yeah, if you don't watch his stuff, you definitely should. He makes some good things. Hope to meet someday, brother. Two years ago. Here's his Craig Adams inspired video. If you haven't seen this, gives me some ideas of what to do. He's like a great example of someone who can, Anton, to travel by himself. He's very good at it. Puppy, no growl. Puppy's growling. Man. Spain is the move. Craig, you made us healthy ever since we saw your YouTube channel. Tahoe Rim Trail, a little longer than a few days. Touristy. The dog tax, of course. Back when you used the narrator, yeah. Man, sometimes I watch his videos and it just like discourages me because they're just so good. It's like he's covered everything, you know, so good. Slightly Casey Neistat, just good. Okay, puppy, can you get off? You're very hot. Okay. This doesn't seem the thing. When is the dry season for Hawaii? Well, probably May. Probably. Azores. I don't want this list. I just want to look at all the trails. So this is the main island. That's like cycling. Just around. Point to point isn't helpful when I'm by myself. I would just go with this loop. Okay, let's check this out. This probably looks like a winner. Yeah, okay, let's add this. Azores. Let's get a nice image for it, first and foremost. Yeah, that is a big mountain. Highest in Portugal, y'all say? This is a pretty cool shot. Let's use this for now. And this would be probably a lot of little day hikes. Yeah, figuring out how to do it better than Madeira would be tough. This loop is about 8 to 10 hours. Yeah, no one's doing this right now. How many miles? 12 miles? Mostly flat. I would do this in 4 hours. Maybe 5. Probably gets a little repetitive. So 12.5 miles. Let's call this hiking alone in the Azores. Sure. Let's say 13-mile day hike. And the best time to hike this is, what did we say? March to June. Okay, that's cool. Great. Pico on the island Pico is the highest. Hitchhiking is very easy. Yeah. I like hitchhiking and I think it adds to the story, but it's just so hard to film. You know, it's kind of awkward to shoot strangers and you wouldn't want them to not allow you to hitchhike if you have a camera pointed at them. Is it Madeira rainier than the Azores? I'm not sure. It's going to rain 10 times a day. It rains a lot in São Miguel. That's all right. You know, there's nothing you can do about it. Just gotta hope. Hope for a nice, clear, sunny day like this, right? Cool. So that's one. What are the other hikes on this island? Anything else interesting? What is this? This looks like a big one. Rain wasn't too bad, mostly the fog. Sete Sedales? Sedes? Fayal coast to coast. Is this the same island? Yeah, that looks pretty cool. We'll get to that island though. Let's see what this looks like. So 500 up to 3,500. That's, you know, that's 2,000 a gain right there. 3,000 a gain. That's a lot. This is quite the hike. Oh, it's doubled. Okay. Do we have that not doubled though? Let's go distance. Yeah, some of these are cycling routes. Not helpful. I mean, yeah, I don't know. The other one looked better. Someone said Azores are if Hawaii and Ireland had a baby. You can hike all around 7 Sedades? I don't know what that is. Okay, that looks fine. Let's look at this. Where is this in relation? So we'd have to fly. Up here, probably. Go over here. Okay, so the grand route. This looks cool. So 22 miles, 23 miles is kind of the sweet spot for an overnight. 6,000 gain with a nice thing in the middle here. This is a good one, Alex. Alex, you always have good advice. Do you have a YouTube channel? Have I seen your YouTube channel? I feel like I've seen you on Instagram. This is you? God damn, man, you are hiking. You're French? Canada. French. French Canadian. 1 hour boat to Pico for highest. Have you done this? Do you have a video on this? Man, you got a lot. You got a lot of different fonts, my dude. Azores. Okay, what do you got? You got 4, a teaser, solo hiking, coast to coast, chapter 1, and then the highest peak, and a behind the scenes. Do you do all the work for me? What month did you go, and how was the weather? Yeah, this looks great. And your tent?
Puis en fin de compte, ben, ça valut vraiment la peine. C'était assez spécial.
It was probably rainy and cold, right?
Juste sur le ridge avec le soleil au travers.
February.
C'était incroyable. Je me rappelle m'avoir dit comme, wow, j'aime tellement ma vie en ce moment là. J'avais mis mon cadran.
Looks nasty.
Une heure avant le lever de soleil. Puis, ben, il n'y a pas de lever de soleil.
No sunrise.
La tente, elle me flex toute la nuit. Il y a eu de la pluie.
It's never fun when the tent flexes on you in the night.
Dans une tempête, là, c'est manger.
Doesn't look fun. Pack everything, leave soon as possible. Dude, yeah, way too exposed. I know it would look good if, you know, the sunrise comes up and your tent is like exposed like that, but I would sacrifice sleeping, setting up my tent somewhere where the wind wouldn't get me. Yeah. That's what a lot of people do. Like, they're always setting up their tents in these most scenic spots, but I just know that if a storm comes through, if there's wind, it's just miserable, you know? I get it though. It's so windy, I can tell. This is cool vibes though. Sometimes it's nice to have a bit of cloud. I like the overcast fog, but you know. Cool. And then these are all spoilers. So the highest point, $12-hour rain, 5 days. Will I do another group hike? Maybe. I'm not against it, but I definitely would do it differently. It just seems like a loose permit type of situation. Like, you can kind of do whatever you want. There's the top. Not much visibility.
Elle est super chaude au sommet là, puis c'est humide, puis il y a comme une brume sans arrêt qui sort des nuages. J'ai de l'air de emo Spider-Man.
Emo Spider-Man. Yeah, this video is helpful to get a sense. Nice. And then you had a guide, but it's probably in French.
Dans quelle langue tu dis, Azores, je vais dire de toutes les manières possibles dans toutes les langues. Donc ça va être de présenter
CDS dans
mon
français.
voyage, mes anecdotes au travail. Voir l'extérieur, tout ça, ça donne quand même un
You got the
charme
fire in the
vraiment
background too, man. Cozy. Great.
à ce moment-là, c'est
Guide,
là que-
guide voyage. Okay, great. Love it. Very helpful. This looks the vibe as well. So Grand Route, Fayette. Fayette? Fayette? Right, 23? Yep. Great. And now let's find the highest point. So what island is that on? Seems like this. Pico. Auto translate is your friend. Monte Pico long route. So if you took a boat, I'm curious to know which route you did. So this is that island. Okay. I wonder if you went this way to this way or this way to this way. I can double check, but this looks like the vibe. Is there not an out and back for it though? Probably this. How do I keep track of the course? Yeah, AllTrails with the GPS location. I download the map and then just follow it, and I can see my location at all points. All right, this is a this looks pretty grueling. A Sufferfest. What's the gain? Okay, from sea to peak, 7,500. Oh. That is nasty. I think I'd put this all in one video. But that's nasty. You did east to west. So here to here. Okay. Oh. Suffering. It seems like this area would be good for camping. I wonder what the regulations are. Woof. Oh. 17 miles and that amount of gain? The most I've ever done was 10,000 in one day. This would be a full day. I'd want to sleep up here if possible. I could do this in one day. It would be miserable. I don't know. Well, what are we talking about? 7,000? So altitude, there's no altitude sickness at all. I would overnight it. Don't do this 17-mile trail on Pico. You mostly go side road and farm. Say go just for the summit. You can't camp in the park without permit, and the permit you can only get sleep on top. Yeah. All right, so where is the border of the park? I would just sleep here. Casa de Montaña. Motahana. Let's just take a little. Not opposed. Wait, where's the Azores? Is this it? Yeah. It's a visitor center. So parking. So this would be a day hike kind of thing. Okay. Not fun and not ideal. But it's looking less and less fun. Will a recording be up on the channel after the stream? Yeah. Yes. Where am I looking? Azores. Yeah, this is all road. I can see that now. This is where the trail starts, it looks like. Yeah. So here to here. It would be a sufferfest and not that good for filming, to be honest. It's repetitive. It's like all the other volcano hikes I've done. A lot of effort for not that much view. Because when you shoot out, there's just nothing, you know, nothingness. And once you get to the top, it's like never good footage, because unless you have a drone, like the only shots you can get is just sitting on a rock with nothing. It's really hard to shoot the tops of mountains. That's why it's such a like bad payoff for filmmaking to do summits. I like ridges, I like valleys, I like going up and down over passes. I mean, if I'm there, I'll do it. It's kind of like, that Ben Nevis in Scotland. Like I was in walking distance to Ben Nevis at the end of the West Highland Way, so why not? You know, just finish with the big boy, the big hike, big summit. This one looks good though. And then the other one I found on this island looks good. Let's see if there's just any other. Yeah, where was the short version of that? Why does... Okay. There we go. That's what I want. Okay, so this is a 5-mile summit. What do flights look like? It's like €5 for the ferry from Fayal. So cheap. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. Seems fine. Yeah, so where do we fly in? Probably here, right? Ponta Delgada. Baías da Agua Velva, which is moderate hike with amazing views. So far the best hike we did in Azores. How much of the video is doing iPhone? Vid, I thought we answered this. I'm not shooting iPhone. What is this? Three miles. PDL. Dude, that's so easy. That's very cheap too. 6-hour flight, non-stop, $600 round trip. Hell yeah. That is, put that in the pro bucket. That's a good thing. Flores Island. Smaller, hikes can be shorter, scenic, lush. I don't know. I'm just having like flashbacks to the struggles with Madeira. Just stringing together a bunch of short hikes isn't as fun. I feel like the vibe is to just not rent a car, because then it's a little more difficult to get to places, but getting to the trailheads is a little bit more part of the storyline, I guess. I don't know. And then I can go point to point and I don't have to always get back to where I started. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not doubling back as much. So that looks good. Okay, we added that. Let's just keep searching to make sure there's nothing else interesting in this area. So what was that other island y'all were mentioning? Is there anything here? This is what you mentioned. Okay, let's just let's just do a quick search of if any spots look cool in the images. I would just search back to see where it was taken. So this is the São Miguel hike. That looks great. That's inside. A hike with the view of the peak would be ideal. Like in the distance. Oh, of course, Jeff was in the Azores. I can tell a Jeff video. Yef. Downside of Madeira is that it is a lot more crowdier than other islands. Azores. So that's a pro. Alright, let's switch over. I'm not seeing anything incredibly standoutish. I mean, like, that's the view you get. If you do these summit hikes, it's just not that interesting. Yeah, so which island is this? Teresia? Doesn't really say the names of the islands. Maybe this is interesting. Let's check this out. From the east side of Fayal, if you have clear day, you have view of Pico. Okay. Like all around Santa Maria. Okay. 900 to 3,000. I mean, that's a lot. 20 miles, 4,000? Cow. Okay, let's see what the terrain looks like. It's kind of a farmland. Yeah, is this a road? That's a road. Yeah, this is all going to be road. It's like dirt road. That is not ideal. Right? If that's a path, it's kind of like a path you could ride on. Trails might be closed. Yeah, this doesn't look that interesting. Okay, maybe it's not a road. Okay, let's just look for information. Grand routes. Stage 1 closed. SGO. That's what we're just looking at, right? Rota Sao Jorge. Rota Sao Jorge. Stage 1 closed. Okay. I guess. We can forget this one. It didn't look that interesting anyway. It's fine. Oh, is this that volcano you were talking about? I think they said this was closed. So Gran Rota de Flores. Yeah, closed. I want to see just like permit stuff. Ethics and safety. Let's double check this out. Come to Spain. Picos de Europa. Already did that. Okay, it's Des Volcanoes on Hawaii Island. Maybe that's what we already looked at? Yeah, that's what we already marked. It's a good suggestion. Okay, we can't look at that. That's not good. Kind of interesting. Looks green. Damn, volcanoes, man. This would only work with a drone, though. Could be closed now, but opened later. Yeah, I'm thinking about going next week, though. So... So I would have the summit. This seems like the touristy one that everyone does because it's near the airport, on the main island. It's a loop. Seems very picturesque. Yeah. Alright, let's just double check this. This is all basic stuff. Yeah. Alright, what about sleeping? Okay. Wild camping in the Azores. Good old Reddit. Yeah. So I guess the last thing I need to figure out, like, when would I be sleeping? So this is a day hike. I don't need to sleep out there. 23-mile overnight hike. I could camp halfway on this one. Can I wild camp? Somewhere outside? If I go from here a full day, I'll probably end up in this area maybe. I'm guessing it's frowned upon to sleep anywhere in the green. Okay, visiting with a tent. Abandoned houses. We don't need to sleep in abandoned houses, just tents. Sounds like everyone's just like, do whatever you want. We can just like search. Yeah, it'd be like right here. Campsite. Nothing comes up. The Azores don't know what campsite is. Right? And no, it'd be this one. Yeah. I get the sense that as long as I'm setting up at sunset and dipping out at sunrise, I don't think many people are going to care. Especially if I'm, always setting up my tent somewhere private, hidden, not on the trail or anywhere near. Okay. Oh, I keep misspelling it. Oh boy. Huh. What is this? Would be nice to camp there. If the weather is nice. If the weather is not, it would not be fun. But that's like down in there, so that's kind of cool. Okay. Let's check over here. Just in town. Yeah. Abandoned hotel. Oh well, okay. So that's a good option. I could fly. It's a little early for the season, but that's a good option to have. Oh, it's like stacking them now. I guess it goes down. It's not ideal, but okay. Alright, I promised it last time. I want to see if we can... I've not played GeoGuessr in so long. I feel like we've been playing GeoGuessr with the map anyway. Let's just do the daily challenge. Get back into the swing of things. I want to do no movement though. Let's just see what we can do without movement. I'll go back to the start. Man. So do I have 3 minutes for this guess or everything? What? This like brand of car. There's no words anywhere. Any ideas? This is like Selly or Seal. Seal? Poland? Yeah, we can try it. I just don't know if that's like all of the time. Not bad. Croatia? Wait, yeah, so I picked there. The correct was here, right? Or no? Or am I playing someone else? I have no idea what's going on. That's why I want to practice. What does that say? See if we can see that. No. That doesn't help. USA? Yeah. I want to say West Coast. Carlsbad. New Zealand? What? Okay. That's fine. UK? Driving on the right side? No, driving on the left. Okay. Scotland? Okay, let's try it. Just outside of Edinburgh. Ireland. Okay, that would have been a good guess too. Trash. Peru? Ecuador. Okay. One more. It's Asian. Chinese characters. This dude. Man, how do we pick? Japan? Hong Kong? Hong Kong. Damn. Okay. Yeah, because would Google Maps not be in China, right? Not good. At some point, it would be fun to play with chat without cheating. Yeah. Okay, this was good though. I'm gonna wrap up. Nice hanging, y'all. I'm gonna go through the work and just like chapter what I can after I post. This was good research. It just made me not want to hike in Death Valley. Like, I don't know. It's tough. And also just the question of, should I go do hikes that I don't really want to do? Just calculating the value is tough. But yeah, like really good advice. Y'all have a lot of good suggestions, but even for the specific things that I was researching, a lot of y'all had really good advice. So thank you for that. It's very good. Okay. It's 3:45 right now on a Sunday. I'm gonna go relax. Bye. See y'all.